Now that the original guys are mostly gone, they're always looking for artifacts or something interesting. I didn't have any real purpose. I brought the flag to the reunion. Harold Gross came up to me and he said, you need to take this to Westport, Connecticut. I belong in this Japanese language group and I can speak Japanese and I can read Japanese, but I can't read this flag. But my friend Hiroshi Asada would love to see this. I always wanted to have it read. I always was like, oh my God, I wonder what this says. When the opportunity came that maybe we could find the owner, I was like, yes, that's what I want to do. My name is Barbara Mutner O'Hare. I live in Robbinsville, New Jersey, 27 years now, I think. My dad is Ralph Mutner. He was a paratrooper in the 11th Airborne Division, and he fought in the Philippines. He did 2 combat jumps and survived them. I was born 5 years after he came back from the war. I knew about this flag as a young child. It was one of few things that my father brought back from the war. He was in the first occupation forces of Japan. The flag, I don't know whether he got it on a battlefield in the Philippines or not. At this point in my life, I really don't want to know. But when I was younger, I was sure he wouldn't tell me anyway. '94, my mom wasn't in good health, and my father was like, no, I'm not going to go to that reunion. I said, I'll go with you. It was the most amazing 3 days of my life. That's when I started to learn some more about the war, because they won't talk to you, but they'll talk to each other. I did ask my dad more questions about his memorabilia, because I have a Japanese rifle with bayonet, I have a Japanese sword, I have the parasol, and I have the flag. I believe that every Japanese soldier or sailor, and I think the owner of this flag was a sailor, he was in the Japanese Navy, was issued a silk flag to take with them into battle, and it was traditionally signed by family and friends. The Los Baños rescue was a rescue of over 2,000 American civilians that were interred behind Japanese lines in the Philippines. The Philippines were occupied by the Spanish for like 400 years. Somewhere in the 1900s, they became an American occupation. But when the Japanese invaded, they just put them all into this place called Los Baños, which means the baths, and held them captive there. The theory was that they were going to be massacred shortly. So the U.S. Army used the 11th Airborne Division and planned this rescue, and that happened on February 23rd, 1945. Never got a lot of press because it was the same day they raised the flag on Iwo Jima. Harold Gross was in the occupation forces of Japan after the war ended. He was younger. I met Hiroshi. We spread the flag out on a table and he started reading some of the things that were on the flag, but there was a lot that he couldn't read either. He said that his mother and his aunt over in Japan could probably read it better. He took pictures of the flag and he sent them to his mother, and his aunt saw that half of the 60 names, the last name was Tachigami. He then sent the pictures to the Japanese government agency, Ministry of Health, Labor and Welfare. It deals with tracking down war veterans and their families. Hiroshi has been relentless in pursuing this hours and hours and hours. I kept saying to him, I really appreciate this, but you don't have to. And he goes, no, I have to. I want to do this. Hiroshi called me and said that they got back to him and said that they found the 81-year-old daughter of the original owner of the flag. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe this happened. The gentleman from the foreign ministry said that there was like a 1% chance that they would find this woman. She was about 10 when the war ended, so maybe she was 7 when she signed the flag. It's very possible that the day she signed that flag, or very shortly after, is the last time she ever saw her father. She does say that she remembers signing the flag. The flag is going back right after the 71st reunion of the Los Banos rescue. She has a son who's 55. We're thinking that it most likely will end up in his hands. We're also going to send the articles, the newspaper articles, back with it. We're hoping to get some stories back from them. The day the article was in the paper, I got a call from a complete stranger. He said, I have a flag. I'd like to talk to you about how I can have my flag read.
There are more than about 60 names on the flag. These 4 characters basically means luck as a soldier, be forever. B means America. A means UK. Gekimetsu means destroy completely or wipe out.
You know, I wanted to have the flag read for so many years, and that one particular saying was like, wow. You could imagine that would be on the flag somewhere, but to know that that's where it is and what it says. You feel really awful about what humans do to each other, and then other times you just see how amazing people can be. Harold said, I feel like this is the best thing I've ever done without getting paid. I'm a little bit sad to see it go, but I have more happiness in me than sadness, because I think that when I get older, who is going to care about this flag that much? The worst thing would be for it to end up in a dumpster somewhere or in a estate sale. I just feel good about sending it back. They'll keep it for generations. If I ever had the opportunity to speak with the family, I absolutely would. I would love to meet the family and just say I'm so happy that I was able to reunite you with your father's flag, and I hope that my dad and your dad would agree with that. Harold's frail and in his late 80s, but I hope he hangs around forever, and I see him at every Los Banos dinner. I hope Hiroshi comes to every one of them, and maybe some time in the future I'll get to go to Japan and meet that family. So see where it goes from here. I don't feel like the story's over, but I have to thank the both of them so much for taking me on this journey.